Thank you very much, Ms. Colin Thomasis, United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Pradeep Vaigo, Co-Chair on consultation on the drafting of the law on the establishment of the National Human Rights Institute, and representative of the High Commissioner for the Human Rights in Cambodia. Honorable Ms. Karen S. Gomez Dompit, Commissioner Acting Chairperson of the Commission on the Human Rights of the Republic of Philippines. Ambassador Othman Hashim, Chairman of the Human Rights Commission of Malaysia. Mr. Gerard Joseph, Commissioner of Suakam. Ambassadors and Embassy Representative, Her Excellency Ms. Yuyun Wajun Ningrum, Representative of Indonesia, ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights. Mr. Karen Fitzpatrick, Director of Asia-Pacific Forum of the National Human Rights Institution. Ladies and gentlemen, human rights is at the core of the Kingdom of Cambodia's structure and existence. Article 31 of the Constitution explicitly recognizes the United Nations Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as other international human rights covenants and conventions. This article states, the Kingdom of Cambodia shall recognize and respect human rights as stipulated in the United Nations Charter, the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights, the covenants and conventions related to the human rights, women and children's rights. The Royal Government of Cambodia has also recognized and has ratified 8 core international human rights instruments such as following. First, the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. Second, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Third, International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Fourth, Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. Fifth, Convention Against Torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Sixth, Convention on the Rights of the Child. 7. The International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance. 8. Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. Moreover, since 1992, the Royal Government of Cambodia has allowed Special Rapporteur and High Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, OHCHR, to be present and collaborate to promote human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me the pleasure to elaborate the history or process of drafting of the law on the establishment of an HRI. In July 1997, the Royal Government of Cambodia decided to create a National Human Rights Institute in accordance with the principle from the Paris Peace Agreement. Accordingly, សម្ដេចអគ្គមហាសេនាបតីដៃជោហ៊ុនសែន Prime Minister, signed a sub-decree appointing a committee to prepare and draft the law on establishment of the National Human Rights Institute, which NGO taking the lead and responsibility in this work. On 26 to 27 September 2006, Cambodian Human Rights Committee, CHRC, in collaboration with the Working Group for an ASEAN Human Rights Mechanism, conducted a national conference on the establishment of the NHRI. During this occasion, Samdech Prime Minister mentioned again about the importance of the drafting of the law on the establishment of this Human Rights Institute. Up until July 2019, unfortunately, no significant results were produced under the NGO. Nevertheless, with encouragement from the international community, and after receiving the first to third round of the Universal Periodic Review recommendation, on August 4, 2019, I asked Samdech Prime Minister Hun Sen for his guidance on the establishment of the NHRI. Samdech Prime Minister Hun Sen, he decided to appoint CHRC instead to be responsible for the drafting of this law. 8 days later, I formed a working group with His Excellency Chechili as Vice Chairman in charge of this work. Until March 3, 2021, our working group has collaborated with OACHR and Asia-Pacific Forum based in Australia. We have held frequent consultation meetings, and as a result, I'm very proud to announce that we have drafted a law that contains 8 chapters and 32 articles. I would like to express my profound and sincere thanks to Embassy of Australia, OHCHR, and Asia-Pacific Forum for their utmost cooperation and contribution toward development and improvement of the drafting of the law for it to be compliant with the principle of the Paris Peace Agreement. I have to say that I'm greatly honored to be part of this process. Today is a wondrous and special day that we are able to meet each other online and share perspectives to continue to improve and develop this draft law, serving for the benefit of the human rights. On this note, CHRC has also allowed through an online platform public citizens to comment on the draft law. Moreover, CHRC has set a timeline and schedule for discussion and consultation with NGOs, political parties that have no seats in Parliament, and legislative institutions. I believe that this session will be successful, yield fruitful result because of participation from President Pradeep Vego as co-chair, as well as perspective which we will receive from our experienced and distinguished participants today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to officially open this session today and to kindly allow His Excellency Chechili to continue cooperate with OACHR in facilitating this work. Thank you very much for your attention.